Hello and welcome to the show. Today I have got the BMW Isetta. I'm going to be using the bubble car for an autocross build. You see, the thing is, this is a very small, very, very light car, and that is good for autocross. However, it is notorious for falling over. And that's just from standard, let alone when we put it up into A-class. It is going to be a handful. It is going to be very, very difficult to, well, simply make it around the course, let alone worrying about just how fast I can go with it. So, yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how this thing will go. We are going to want downforce. We're going to want any bits of downforce that we can possibly get. I'm not actually quite sure what I want to do in regards to the handling. Normally with a build like this, I would go put all the handling parts on and then go and faff about with whatever engine and so on. However, with this car, race tyres might not actually be a good idea. The reason being is that the more grip the car has, the more prone it is to grip roll. Because it is so top heavy, it is liable to fall over, basically, and that would be a pretty sizable problem in this. So, kind of what I'm wanting to do is possibly even keep it on the standard tyres. I know that sounds weird, but I really think that we kind of need to do that, in all honesty. So our choice is of engine. We can have the rotary power, or we can have the 2-litre i4. The rotary is slightly lighter, will not quite have the same potential for power, I don't think. I don't actually know how much power the rotary engine can get. Sure, you know what, bugger it. We're going to go with a rotary Isetta once more. Or shall we go for a turbocharged rotary Isetta? Yes, I think we will indeed. Now that's put us up into B class, which is pretty good. Shall we go? I'll probably put these bits and pieces on the car as well. Yeah, I think we're probably going to... Well, that's a huge drop in PI. What does that do? Hold on, I've got to fit through... Okay, so this does shorten the... That's an odd gear ratio to end up with in the car. I'm going to stick that on as well, and then I'm going to have to make a decision on what to do with tyres. I mean, I want some grip. I want some grip to be able to turn, but equally I don't want too much grip, and that is going to be a really tough decision on this one. Maybe the first grade of tyres is what we want. We're probably going to want tyre widths. 145s at the front are piddly tyres, and at the back we're going to have 155s in this rear-wheel drive vehicle. I don't know what the... I don't know. All of the builds I've done, this one is that I just simply don't know what I really want on this car. I think that's probably a good compromise between grip and actually getting it turned in, and not too much grip for grip roll. I'm going to go with it. Okay, we're going with it. We're going to see how it might fare. Ooh, can we get it back under £1,000? I've just seen the power that we have going on in here. We have 350 horsepower in our bubble car. That is asking for trouble, asking for a lot of trouble. In fact, I'm hoping we might survive. In fact, these are all adding far too much power. Right, flywheel, typical. We're gonna end up with a 1 PI under. Oh, actually, might know what we can do. Maybe if we go here and okay, well we can do it. We can get a little bit more weight off. It's going to be 1 PI under, and I honestly don't much care. Truth be told, when it comes to this car, PI is the least of my concerns here. I think I've made a decent call with the tyres. We shall see when it comes to tackling some high-speed gates. So, of course, to test out the bubble car, we have come to the Hockenheim circuit, where it will have 3 runs through the autocross course in an attempt really to make it through the course, I think. I mean, as far as lap time-wise goes, this is going to be down towards the Hummer. If we can get under 3 minutes, it's probably going to be doing pretty damn well, because this is very, very much outside of the comfort zone for the bubble car. The only thing I have going for me in this is at least we don't have too much in the way of really high-speed corners, so we might not be as bad as it could be in terms of wanting to go up onto its side. It's pretty bad already, but because we're not tackling these corners in quite the normal way, we are going a little bit slower. That might help us out. The acceleration is ridiculous. That acceleration is absurd. It's getting... Woo! Hold it! We've rolled! We've got a penalty and all of that. Also, I've got to do something about these gear ratios because in fact, I can't because I forgot we're in a rivals thing rather than the normal, what's it called that I would do. Okay, so we've got, oh god, we've got almost useless gear ratios. In fact, I think third is probably going to be a good helpful gear for all of this. We have real trouble changing direction at high speed. I think this might be the first, is this the first roll in a autocross build? I don't think anything, I mean, I had a spin with a couple of cars. Don't think anything has actually rolled around here. We're going to have to take it so easy there. Ooh, no, even trying to take it easy. It's not worked. We've rolled again. This is not going to be an easy thing to do. It is not helped by the just absurd acceleration that we have going on here. It's just so stupendously quick accelerating. And then we go to a corner, and then it tries to kill us. And of course, because we are going so fast into the corner, that's where everything is 10 times worse. We are going to have to literally crawl our way around. You see, through that gate it's not too bad. Through that gate it's manageable because it is so slow. It's these here is where we have a problem. We're going to have to try and make up as much time as I can with using the straight line acceleration, but then we've got to once more slow it down, and 50 miles an hour is terrifying in this car. It's just, at 50 miles an hour it is going to try and murder you, basically. Good God, that's 110 miles an hour before getting on the brakes, and I'm really struggling to get it turned in for the hairpin, because I know it's going to do that at some point. You know, I am just looking at the time, and considering the amount of tumbling and amount of penalties that are going to be applied to this one, you know, the Hummer might be beaten. No, that's a silly thing to say. I don't know about that. That would be really pushing the boat out here. 2:39.9 is the Hummer's time around this course. I don't know. I don't think we're probably going to be able to quite... it might be more doable than I initially thought. However, I can safely say that nothing is quite like the bubble car when it comes to this. 6 penalties applied in all of that, plus 2 rolls for a 3-minute 17. Oh, this is going to be interesting. So, the gear ratios are completely wonky, the car is almost undrivable at speeds above 50 miles an hour, and we're going to try this course once more. I'm going to try my best to keep the car on all of its wheels. We're going to have to be cautious. We're going to have to be super smooth with this vehicle. If it's going to make it around the autocross course without rolling over, I've got to be very delicate with the car. I'm still incredibly impressed with the way it picks up speed. There's just yes, it's slow on the way into that gate, but it is so bloody fast on the way out again. Oh, careful. That's what 350 horsepower will do in a car that weighs less than 1,000 pounds. Bear in mind that we have seen some very quick cars with 350 less than that horsepower in A class, and this thing weighs half, if not a third of some of them. That means the acceleration is absolutely insane, and perhaps more impressively, there is the traction to go with it as well. I really thought when this car came with its peculiar wheel layout, and let's not forget, you know, we've got tiny tyres at the back of this. No! Oh, it's going so well. Okay, well, that's one penalty. But up till then, it was going pretty well. Yeah, with tiny rear tyres, big power, and a peculiar layout, this puts its power down remarkably well. God, carefully does it. I'm just falling back into normal driving habits, and that's not a good thing to be doing with this car. You simply can't get away with normal driving habits. No, behave yourself, Isetta. It's just so ridiculous, this thing, when you've got this much power going on. And yeah, I think the tyre balance is probably quite good. Whatever I do, it's going to go up on its side. At least this does give me some grip, but it gives me decent enough traction to propel it towards that 110 mile an hour mark again, down to the hairpin. If I can if I can be really brave, we might be able to break a record in terms of straight line speed. It might be something the Isetta can break because of that acceleration, even being horrendously slow through the previous gates. It could possibly still accelerate quick enough, although the change of direction, at the end of the main kind of straight section here, I'll probably have to brake super early for, so maybe that's not quite achievable. It might. Oh, no. I can't turn it. We've lost all of our speed through here completely. It's all gone. Oh, okay. Two gates hit. 2 gates hit in that one, and it's a 242. This could feasibly beat the Hummer. This really, really could. That's not something I thought I was going to say. Well, this is it for the bubble car. Can't afford to make any mistakes. I've got to drive incredibly smoothly with the car and make the most of its acceleration as and when I can. That is the real strength of this vehicle, and I've got to play to it as much as I can and lose as little time as possible when it comes to these cornering. I think we're going to have to be really slow into the corner, and then once the car is settled, then we fire it up once more down here. 114 miles an hour going into this section. Nothing has got anywhere near that in terms of speed. Put that into context, the Beetle and the Miura that are going almost flat out through that high-speed gate are doing 110 on the exit. They just simply can't get up to that speed before they reach the gate. But of course this can't do 110 through the gate. Ooh, get it slowed down through here, and then we once more accelerate away. Now 120 odd is the record. I think I have to get a brake too early before we can get near it. Yeah, I'm going to have to. It could do it, no doubt, because this could potentially get 120 somewhere else on the bloody course, because it is so stupendously quick accelerating. We've just got to wait to get around these corners, because I can't put any power down. Now we can unleash a little bit, and then we're straight back on the brakes. Brakes pretty solid actually on this, considering the speeds that we are going. Helps no doubt by being so very incredibly light. Take it nice and easy through there. This is where we can get into trouble. Don't get carried away trying to put down too much power. Don't take too much speed just yet. We're going to have to kind of coast our way a little bit. Now we can open the taps slightly. It's 111 miles an hour, and this is still with super early braking and super cautious steering on the run through here. Line it up with the tunnel once more. Unleash all of that fury down towards the hairpin, and then we crawl around the next corner. The Hummer, the Hummer was, easier to drive in some respects, of course, considerably heavier. That didn't, as the only car so far that's had to brake going through that tunnel section, simply because it didn't fit. Even the racing truck got through there okay. Now don't roll now, Isetta. We can use a burst of speed, one of the few places we can. I've just kind of got used to now going around corners on my side. I've kind of got the hang of what the car can do before it will fall over. We are out of the last of the gates. There's a run towards the line. Use the acceleration. It's a 227.2. 227.2. It is 12 seconds faster than the Hummer. That was not a result that I expected, actually. I've got to say, that is not the result I expected whatsoever from the BMW. It is as awful through the corners as you could possibly imagine. It doesn't handle. It just can't take any corner speed. I say that. It can't take any corner speed in comparison to the sort of vehicles that I have run in this series. It makes up for some. Certainly not all of that lost time, of course. It is well down, 25 seconds down on the leaders, but it makes up for some of that time with that absurd acceleration. That is incredibly fast. incredibly fast acceleration out of any of the gates, and if you can be smooth enough through the gates to stop it from rolling over, which I wasn't to begin with, but once you are, then surprisingly it can actually go pretty damn well. That yeah, is a lot quicker than I thought it would be. Yes, it is down in 74th place on 75th place, sorry, on the table. Yes, that is second last. It beats the Hummer, but it's only 6 seconds off the time set by the Cadillac Limo, 7 seconds off the Bowler EXRS. Yes, the Bowler had issues with going up on its side a little bit, but of course that's nothing compared to the Isetta, and the Limo is, well, a limo and not very suited to autocross, but still, the Isetta that is the first car to roll on the autocross course, I think that is still a damn respectable time. At the start I said I was wondering if we were going to get it under 3 minutes. I was completely wrong. That is, yeah. It's an interesting experience, though. I recommend giving it a try. See if you can get a wobbly Isetta around an autocross course, because, yeah, that takes all of your concentration and a very, very different driving style, but surprisingly rewarding when things have gone well. However, that is going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.